good enough. All right. Where's that little temperature thing? There's this weird gauge on TikTok. I don't know what's going on. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, where am I going here? Let me turn this camera off. Got the overhead view. Get rid of that. All right, let's get started. Good evening, everyone. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I need to go and find the comment section here. So, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com, where you can find all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. And right now we're making something. I don't know what, but this is definitely something. So, a bunch of crap that I need to finish up because it's in the way. And this is a fairly large project. Do we have internet down here? Is it working? Invite another host and go live together. I think I can do that at some point. Here we go. I can see myself. Very... Alright. Oh, my nose. So what I've got here are 6 E4-1 diamonds. And we're going to be adding them to this structure I've created. This structure has begun to curve out on itself, right? You can see those. It's become self-supporting. And yeah, we're just gonna add a little. There's 3 triangles. So what do we got? 3, 6. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We have 12 triangles attached already. We're gonna add 6 more, and then wrap it in on itself, close the top and the bottom, and I think it's actually going to be almost self-sustaining, where it doesn't require anything else to hold it up, or it'll collapse into a total mess. And I'm good. All right, thanks, Mike. It might collapse into a total mess, and it'll be a disaster. This was going to be a bag, and so this is already an unmitigated disaster. But I have to at least... the method I was using to weave the bag together really requires 2 different ring sizes. And I only have 1. And it ended up creating these arches along the center that you can kind of see, this texture. And it kind of cupcaked the diamonds. Is that what I'm looking for? And so they're like holding themselves in place now. So now I'm going to do that to the top and bottom, and I think that's that, like I said, might make a self-supporting structure. It might not. We'll see. All right. Personally, I'm guessing it will collapse, and Euro doesn't typically sustain a fixed shape, unfortunately. I'm game to be proven wrong. I'm at a loss for what else to do with it, unless I want to tear it all apart again. And so, basically, I'm thinking it's going to form like a little drum or a little chainmail can. And it's not going to be... I don't think it's going to be super taut, super supportive. But I'm gonna finish this out because I've come too far. I would really just have to tear everything apart in order to try and fix it. And this is the end result of a lot of effort and a lot of work, with no certainty of result, right? So we are literally fucking around and finding out. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. How's everyone else tonight? How's your weekend? How's your Saturday? I got the little dog out. Took him for a couple walks today. He, was it yesterday morning? Yesterday. He is 3 months old, and he got some biscuit crumbs in the carpet, and he just started digging up the carpet. And I about lost my mind. I'm not gonna lie. So, got a tiny little, it's not, I don't know, it's probably 4 square inches, right, of carpet missing. It's not the end of the world, but man, when I saw that he had done that, he was moved over to the wood floor, and now he's been much better, you know. And it's one of those, if he doesn't get 30 minutes of attention at a minimum, right, he just becomes destructive. Alright, 50% done with layer 4, so hit 52,500. Hope to get to the next 7,500 prepped in the next week, so you can complete layer 4 before the new year. Dang, dude. Done Christmas shopping, though. There you go. Way to be out ahead of everyone. I've got my list of stuff. I only have to buy really for 1 or 2 people, so it's good. And if anyone on TikTok is wondering who I'm talking to, I am live on all the normal platforms you would stream from. If you want to check that out, want an overhead angle of what I'm working on. And so I have comments coming in from multiple platforms. Well, really just one right now, but the potential for multiple platforms. Yeah, I've got, what have I got to get? I got to get stuff. I don't know what a potato ricer is, but you got to get one of those. And it's fine if she's in here or if she hears me. She knows what she's getting. She said she wanted a potato ricer. I'm from Idaho. I know all about potatoes. I've never heard of a potato ricer. So, some kind of cooking device, which I usually benefit from. Right? Get the whiff, the cooking gadgets, and then she makes me good food. So I am kind of disappointed that the bag option of this did not turn out. Right? The original way I was seaming together these 4-in-1 diamonds was not working. And so I changed what I was doing, and this started popping out. And I was like, how am I going to finish this in any, you know, meaningful way? And all I've got so far is just to try and make a cylinder. So we'll see. It's not the biggest project that I've ever worked on where all of my effort was for naught, right? It's just the most recent. So once I put all this together and get it the way that I want, if it doesn't work out, I'll spend a lot of time looking at it, sit on a shelf somewhere here in the basement, and then maybe one day I'll take it apart. We will see. But not my worst fuck up by far. What else has been fun and exciting lately? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That side's done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Figuring out how to count these out was a pain. What would you call this? I would call this a vertical orientation. You guys can't see. You'd call this a vertical orientation, whereas this would be a horizontal orientation, right? So the way I started out, they were all like, they were all vertically oriented, but the way I started with 6 of them together and could not get any further than that. It was endlessly frustrating. Whoa! Come on. So I don't know how far we'll get tonight. I want to get all the diamonds attached and then close up one end. Because if I can figure out... Okay, if I can figure out how to turn it into a bag from here, right? One end's going to have to be closed. I haven't given up completely on that idea, but I have given up on it mostly. Hey Barb, how you doing? No. This is one of those. Doesn't want to go where I need it to go. Ring placements. Everything is very scrunched up at this point. No room. Let's do that. That. listening to. Some crazy, like, Haka music. I'm glad I'm doing live streams again as well, and I am doing okay. Been able to stream and have time to do stuff. Little busy with wrestling and everything with my kid. But I think I've been able to stream consistently multiple nights in a row, so, or multiple evenings in a week. This doesn't want to fit. There we go. There she goes. Ooh. What I'm making is, it's a very good question. It was a bag, but it's not worked out to be a bag. So we're either going to end with the bag or we're going to end up with something completely unrelated. My guess is that we end up with something completely unrelated. But we'll see. We've got 5 of these diamonds left to add. Then we're going to close it up. Close up the bottom or the top, whatever it ends up being. But I think the bag option is out, and I think it's just going to be a something by the time it's done. Sarah. Is that my cousin? That is my cousin. Sarah, we're cousins, right? I think my cousin stopped by to say hi. All right. So, aside from figuring this out, there hasn't been too much going on down here. I did get some stuff in to finish a project. So finish that up, get it sent out. But that's about it. Just hanging out. Making some chainmail. If I say so. Okay, if you're not my cousin, then I don't remember my cousin's last name. And I thought it was shoot. My bad. I'd go look it up right now, but I'm busy failing at this project, so once I'm done, you think you're just a mailer cousin. Fair enough. My cousin's last name is similar to yours. And she doesn't make chainmail, so speaking of mailers, mailer in the streets with rings somewhere in my sheets. I like that t-shirt. I can't wait till it gets here. I thought it was funny. Got several more t-shirt designs coming. More stuff. But honestly, between working on chainmail projects and then working on actual designs for products that I sell in my store, right? Like, this takes up having the pliers in my hands takes up a significant amount of time. Right? Not that working on the computer and making designs is fast by any stretch of the imagination. I do try to, you're always finding rings in your sheets. Nice. I figure, you know, it's palpable. It's, figured many people, that was a very, shared experience by many. All right. I screwed something up. Hang on. No, that's still wrong. Take it all the way apart and look at it. From here. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I need to go this way because I don't have room the other way. All right, now that I've figured that part out, let's see if we can get that goes through there. This is what I was doing when I was figuring out initially how to get all these connected together. Just, you know, kind of staring at it like a moron, wondering what I had done. It's like I'm off by one. Did I just connect that whole thing? Anyway. Upstate New Jersey, thank you for the follow. I'm assuming NJ is for New Jersey. I think what I'm going to do... Should I just pull this edge off and add it over here? Those are up, those are up. I think that's what I gotta do. Ridiculous. This is what happens when you're trying to stream and make chainmail and also do something absurdly complicated for no reason. That's okay. It's a little hiccup. Won't take long at all, right? 7 hours later. This the music is provided by Pretzel Rock, which has a lot of songs on it that really sound very similar to modern pop songs, or modern rock songs rather. Just, you know, just a little bit, just enough off to avoid copyright. Does that make more sense? Yeah, okay, I think I'm doing the right thing here. I'm going based off what these other diamonds look like. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I took out the wrong ring there. I think it would be much better for my life if I had a much different pair of pliers for this. There it is. Come on. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know how I got one row off. Just didn't start it correctly, I guess. Oh wow, that didn't feel good. But yeah, no, definitely need a different pair of pliers for this ring size, because this is absurd. Doing these 12 gauge 3/8 rings with these. It's not the worst thing I've ever done. It is only aluminum. I wouldn't be able to do this if this were stainless steel. Alright, this looks much better now. Let's see if we can not screw this up again. Excuse me. Alrighty. And now where is... That should be our center line here. I say should be. That's what I thought I did last time. Excuse me. I had a bowl of chili, and my son had a bowl of Fiesta chicken, which is also tomato based, and he's kind of poorly. He didn't feel too good, and so I ended up eating my dinner and then his dinner, and I'm feeling it. How many pairs of pliers do I own? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But these are the largest ones I have that don't have teeth on them. So I could use pliers with teeth on them, but that would jack up the rings even more than what I've already done, and I've managed to screw several of them up at this point. So trying to avoid doing that. Just all over the place with flipping this piece upside down, back and forth. if I can't. Let's say, okay, so Mike mentioned earlier he doesn't think it's going to be stable if I close it off top and bottom, and I don't see how I can make it into a bag, right? But what happens if it is stable, right? We just have this can of aluminum with an odd shape that we've made, basically. So, like, if it does work, what do I do then? What I was thinking about earlier is, I think his name is also Michael, has these giant, like, Japanese spheres, and he gets them, like, really big, right? So what if we turn this into a display stand for one of a giant sphere? Michael Ball, I think is his name. And I don't know if he sells kits or just the instructions, but I have 8, but only really 3 pair that I consistently use. I have 6 that I consistently use, so 3 pair. Some larger ones with teeth for big pieces of stainless steel, some Zurons, and then these Wubbers and this off-the-shelf, whatever the brand is from Lowe's, that worked out pretty well. Just some toothless flat build pliers. And the rest either have teeth or are bent nose. I'm not one to care for bent nose pliers. Excuse me, I never have. I've met people that use them, and I watched what they were doing, and I could not figure out how they did what they did. But some people swear by them, so. All right, so I changed the setting of the chat for the main screen, and I had the font up pretty high. 15, we'll go down to 41. See what that looks like. Oh. You're one of the crazies. You love bent nose pliers. I don't understand how people use them. I've never been able to wrap my brain around that one. It's like I've tried working with them, and it's just like, it's probably like when I was holding pliers for the first time ever, and just going, doing the, oh crap, I actually lost that. Is that easily recoverable? That's a large enough ring that I have to be concerned about it going into my foot. Okay, we're going to leave that one down there. You'd be lost without them. I mean, to each their own. It is but a preference. I've never managed to successfully use them. Oh my god, I can hear my child frothing at the mouth, probably because he sucks at some video game. Get good, son. Alright, wow, is that 3 already? Dang! Alright. So yeah, it's doing this weird, like, Loch Ness spine thing. right? You can kind of see that. So I'm going to turn it in on itself. Maybe we should stop at 5. Just leave it like star-shaped. How much slack do we have there? There's not, I mean, there's just not a lot of room for this whole mess, right? So, there. I don't know if it's going to work, but I really want to go 6 around. But why? Why do I want to go 6 around? I don't have to. Do we want a 5-point star or a 6-pointed star? Shaped item. You know? Yeah, there's these weird ridges that started forming. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. So what is that? That's 5 right there. So what a mess. Eeny, meeny, miny. Okay, and then like this ridging, here's why I think it'll make some kind of structure, right? Because this ridging will be in 3 different places, holding it to shape on the top and on the bottom and then in the middle, right? And I'm not, you know, it's probably not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but that's why I was like, all right, I can't sell this as a bag or anything. I need to, which side did I already start working on? This side? We've already started connecting it down here. Got to do all of these around in a circle. And then connect all of these dags up top. But do I want to do... Trying to guess. Or... Yeah, I think I want to do 6 all the way around. Just because. I want to use up as many rings in this project as I can. And I've already got the last 3 diamonds made. What time is it? 9:10. So we might get those attached and then start closing up one end. And then we'll get a much better feel for what the future is going to bring. Is it going to be a sloppy mess? Or will it work? All right. Let's start putting this together. Make sure everything is lined up correctly this time. So, I do have, okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but the big reason why this isn't working out the way I wanted is that I needed 2 ring sizes in order for this to work. Previously, when I had done this, I used 16 gauge 1/4 inch and 16 gauge 5/16, and it all laid flat when I wove all these diamonds together, right? And it was fairly easy. I only have 1 ring size for this, and that's what's causing the cupping of each diamond. That's what's causing the ridges to pop up. And so I wasn't 100% sure if that was going to happen, but by the time I realized that making a bag out of it was going to be kind of a lost cause, it's like what kind of bag would I make? Like a picnic basket would basically be what I was making, right? I don't know how many people are in the market for a chainmail picnic basket. Maybe someone. Oh, good Lord. So, and who knows? We'll get all these diamonds attached. We'll close up the side. Oh, that's, yeah, we're going to have to close the whole thing up and then start working on closing the top or the bottom there. I don't have work tomorrow or ever, so I will, I have been working all day. So I've got the wrist brace on. And these are very large rings and very inefficient pliers. So I've got to, I don't know, I don't feel like I've hurt myself by weaving this much today. We'll see how I feel in 45 minutes. Because when it gets kind of opening and closing them is okay, but when you gotta adjust the ends so that the closure is closed, there's just not a lot of room to work with these. But I was gonna say, so yeah, so the reason this isn't working out is because I needed 2 ring sizes. I do have the ring sizes I need to make it do what I want. I think I'm gonna make some juggling balls or some hacky sacks or something. I really only want to call them hacky sacks if they're made out of like stainless steel. Hacky sack's one of those things where there's a lot of wear and tear on an item, and so I want to make sure that, you know, if I build something, that it's going to be able to withstand the abuse. Like this right here. It's in there, it's closed, and the ends don't want to line up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, cool. So I don't want to make aluminum spheres, right? I want them to be out of stainless steel and to have them, you know, be just as tough as nails for someone who's going to be kicking them. Gotta jump off, let the kids read you a story. Alright, have a good one, Sarah. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I could have sworn that my cousin's last name was Shoot. I'll have to go look up what is Shockey. I'll have to go look up what it is. Apparently I don't remember. That's okay. We've got don't do that. Come here. So we got this project. Once this is done, I don't know what else. Like I said, I've got some aluminum rings the right size for making some juggling balls with. So I might do a little bit of that. Plenty of stuff to finish around here. Plenty of stuff to do. But once I get this done, this will have been a good stash of rings that have been here for a while on a project that I wasn't 100% certain what I wanted to do with it, you know. So I'm pretty, even if it fails, I'm pretty happy with getting it put into something. And I don't have the option to order more rings right now to order the right size with which to seam these up so that everything would lie flat. Not right now anyway, maybe after Christmas. But, you know, ordering more rings is not on my list of things to do right now. So I try to avoid that at all costs, and we're just going to make whatever we make as best we can, you know, and upgrade the stuff that I have over on my project tables here. You know, with what we have on hand, right? There's very little going out and purchasing anything. Not that I haven't done that, but try to avoid it as much as possible. I have far too many rings on hand already. But I can't just be like, oh, I need to order this, and you know, I'd be ordering rings all day long. Try to avoid that. But that doesn't mean that I don't have plans for large ring orders in the future. Oh wow, come on. There you go. Once I can get everything as down to as small enough amount as possible, then we'll think about ordering more rings. I'm not saying not ever, just not now. Okay, here comes the... Alright, the fun ring to place. Should just place this one first, but I don't know if I could... I don't know if I would do it right. There's no room to maneuver. Introverted Hobbyist, thank you for the share. All right, come on. All right, we're round one. Nope, we're not round one anymore. Now we're around one. Now we're not around any. Son of a... Oh my goodness. The angle on this is pretty Ridiculous. Come on. Okay, that's 3. One more. This is where rings get chewed up. There's just no room. Come on. Ta-da! All right. This. It's the skin of a chainmail rhino. Bought it. From a man who owned wallabies. All right. Yeah. Try and use up almost all of these rings that I have on hand. These big aluminum rings. I think that this will do it. Because what I have on hand is a bunch of old the Ringlord stock, and they've since changed the way that they size their mandrels, and they want their ring sizes truer to size, which is understandable. You know, you order a 20 gauge 1/8 ring, you want that 1/8 diameter to be as close as possible repeatedly, so that when you order an ounce of 20 gauge 1/8 and you run out of rings, you order the next ounce, that the second ounce matches the first, right? So I understand why they did it, but I had a bunch of rings that I had ordered that I didn't have plans for. I didn't have, I was like, just trying stuff out, you know. And a lot of them have ended up in random projects like this. I did have some rings that I did order for a specific purpose. You know, they weren't just rings to play with or ring sizes to figure out what I could do with them, right? And I didn't order them as to have on hand as stock, right? That was never what they were. So, how much do I have left? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 containers, 10 containers. That range from this size of container to a Hillshire Farms to a coffee can, right? Within sight, right here. And each one has a different ring size. So, different number of rings in each container. You know, vastly different rings, different ring sizes, and different amounts. So, but we've cleaned up a ton of stuff. Just coming on here every night and streaming a little bit, and we made some cool stuff. So, like, one day I might get to the point, I want to get to the point where I can order rings to have on hand, to make my own rings, to anodize my own rings, and basically just have a whole in-house chainmail setup So I can make 99% of anything I want. Going to switch. I've mostly switched to just stainless steel. I won't be using aluminum for anything other. I won't be using like bright aluminum for anything. I'll use anodized aluminum for any inlay projects that I have. But I don't like to use anodized aluminum for anything other than static pieces. Pieces that aren't going to move. Excuse me. Just because that wears the anodization off faster. A lot of people make costume jewelry out of the stuff, and that's fine. But it's not, like, if I'm going to spend hours making something, I want it to last for pretty much ever, right? So want to get a good supply of all the stainless steel ring sizes that I can get my hands on, and then make things from stainless steel, gold and silver, titanium, and that's pretty much going to be it for me. I think it's kind of, you know, I think it's the move in the right direction. Because it's a tough sell when, you know, you're trying to sell a chainmail necklace that you spent hours on, even when it's stainless steel, right? Like, people don't understand that it's gonna be around longer than they are. Oh, I hear something coming down here. What was that? Am I hearing things? I might be hearing things. What's going on over there? Anyway, that was weird. Alright, Candido from New York City, the big town Bronx. What is my new creation? What's going on? How you doing, Candido? I'm working, it was a bag, and then the bag option didn't really work out, and so now we're continuing on into a failed project to see what we can make out of it. So that's where we're at. Too far along to tear it apart. Just gonna put it all together and see what it becomes. So perhaps a sculptural piece if it holds itself up. I don't know if it'll do that. One of the people, I don't think he's in here anymore. One of the viewers was mentioning that European 4-in-1 usually does not hold itself up. And that is something I have found to be true. But also, this has some really dense seams in it and some really high pressure areas, some tautness to it. So I think the more we add, the more likely it's going to hold itself in shape. Don't do it. Don't break it up. Keep going at it. You want to see me make something out of it? Right on. I want to see if we can make something. Yeah, we're way too far along to be tearing it back apart. What would happen if it doesn't work out and it's just this lump of aluminum is that I'll throw it onto my project table where it will sit for a couple of years maybe until I get the energy to melt it down or turn it. Remember what I said to you? I have faith in you. I'll thank you. But yeah, melt it down or tear it apart or something later, because I'm not... I'm not worried about it. If it doesn't work out, you know, this time around, right, I'm not going to be able to sell it or anything as a bag as I had hoped. So, what did I just do there? What is that? If you melt it down, do you have a way of making new rings from that? No, not right now. No, and that's the other thing too, is like, I really should have ordered another ring size for what I'm trying to do here. But I didn't, I definitely didn't want to order any more new rings. And so we are making making what we can out of what we have on hand. So, is that? Okay. Next step is... Oh, wait, no. One more ring down here. Yeah, I would have to buy the rings. No, we already did that part. Okay. So after I get done using up as many of the rings as I can down here in the basement, right? Okay, so it's kind of that shaped right now. These weird lumps in it. Maybe I should have stopped at 5. Maybe not. That weird shape that it's taken place. We're going to try and add more of that rigidity and tautness to the whole thing. Yeah. And I could have gone with a 5-pointed star or a 6-pointed star, and I went with 6, and I think 6 will give us enough room to turn it into something. Now the question becomes, do I want to start connecting the bottom first, or do I want to connect it from here? I don't know. I think I want to do the center first. No, I lied. I think I want to do one of these ends first, and I've already started, so... You like it? Well, thank you. It's the eggshell from Aliens. Make a male chest burster to go inside it now. Nice. Where am I at with this? What's going on here? This is obnoxiously large at this point. Come on, let go. So yeah, we're going to try and increase the tension on this to the point where it holds its own shape, right? That's all I can do at this point. And we're going to try and make it all match and look symmetrical and make it look like I know what I'm doing. Why does that look that way? Okay, I don't like... I wasn't going to take that apart, but I am going to undo this a little bit. So worst case scenario, we get a lump of aluminum. Best case scenario, we get, like, I don't know, a sculpture of some kind. And then, you know, anything in between is going to be kind of... Okay, this is not... I like this jam. Chainmail melon ball. Okay. Chainmail melon ball of slices. Alright. Alright. I don't know why that was like that. Maybe that was like that. Maybe it was supposed to be like that. No. Because these are all like lined up now. It's going to be, and they should not be, in order to get this to work. Nope. All right. Sorry, just trying to find the seam here that's going to, maybe I was onto it, give me the tension I need. Put a ridge all at the edge. Now to make it look symmetrical, because that is a mess. Come on. Alright. I need... What I'm doing is not recommended. This is a silly thing to do. Sorry. Having to concentrate and make sure that I'm doing this correctly so I'm not opening and closing it a bunch of times. It's got get it right the first time kind of mentality. Good Lord. Another reason why this is a silly thing to do. There's no room to maneuver your pliers. All right, hang on. Sorry, I'm looking at this trying to figure it out. It shouldn't be going together this way. This is odd. Right? So it might actually hold though. That's crazy. Like, this is pretty stout. Now let's just see if I can put it together the right way. What time is it? What do we got? 9:43? Okay. Not the end of the world. We got pretty far tonight. Far enough along that tomorrow when I get to, or whenever I get the chance to work on this again next, not too hard to pick up and get a good amount of work done, you know. Sometimes you'll be working on a project and you gotta, like yesterday when I started redoing this, I was finagling it all around and trying to figure out what the hell I needed to do in order to get it to work. And finally ended up with this after several hours of putting stuff together and taking it back apart. So want to finish putting it together so that it is standalone. Come on. And then can support something on top of it. That would be cool. Alright, but this is a overly complicated 45-degree seam. That's what I'm making. Right, so if you know anything about chainmail. Peoples? Did I say something about Peoples? Probably did. Yeah, overly complicated 45-degree seam. And it's not necessary. But everything's lining up correctly, so that's a good sign, right? Oh, hey, I missed a ring there. Longer with the taper and you have a crocodile back. I know, right? Like, that was... It's a... Regardless of win or lose, right? Like, this cool texture that I have going on. Oh, you saw more people in chat. The texture and the way that came out, right? It was really a if someone who was good at what they do, they would turn this into a cool sculpture. But we're just gonna see if I can salvage this and end up with something kind of cool. I have some faith in myself because everything that we have worked on stream for the last 2 months, where we didn't know what we were starting out with, we didn't know what we were getting into. Everything's pretty much turned out. I don't really have any complaints about the random stuff that's been made. It's all turned out pretty cool. None of it's like groundbreaking or anything, but is weaving some dust bunnies into dust covers for your PC fans to suck in and bridge your motherboard. Yeah, I'm doing that too. Make sure all those are in place. Okay. And that one too. So how are we gonna do this? What if I took out a row? That would almost work. Because it's kind of... What if I added a row? No. Fried your laptop last week when it sucked in a 30 gauge ring? Oh, Jew. Buddy, that sucks. Okay. Stupid ways to make a 45-degree seam, part 3. I think is what I did last time. This is just trying not to repeat the same thing that I just took apart. But it's me we're talking about, so I'll get there eventually. Ooh. Okay, that side done. All right. This is where I want... Is aluminum magnetic? I need magneto powers to, like, just test this out, right? Because I don't like doing that. And I'm being facetious. Aluminum's not magnetic. So that begs the question, does magneto have power? What if... No, I don't like that idea. Okay, so does magneto have power over aluminum, right? No, because aluminum's not magnetic, right? But he's got power over, like, all different kinds of metal. So is magnetism his power, or is it control over metal? I don't know enough about comics to know the answer to that question. And maybe I'm looking at this from the wrong side. And that's my problem. No, that wasn't my problem. It looks the same over here. Okay. Aluminum is not magnetic under normal circumstances because aluminum interacts as magnets. Also, when exposed to strong magnetic fields, aluminum can be slightly magnetic, even though it does not exhibit magnetism under normal circumstances. He shouldn't have had power over Wolverine either. He can manipulate all forms of magnetism. You don't think magnetism was his power, honestly? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a comic book expert. I grew up in quite the religious household, and I had Hardy Boys and what else do we have? Like Rescue Rangers or something. Growing up, I mean, I watched Saturday morning cartoons. Don't get me wrong, but I never read a comic book. Still haven't, really. Like, I might have one. Okay. They just wanted him to have total control over metal in general. Magneto's power allowed him to command fictional metals as well as real ones, and he has demonstrated mastery of adamantium, the metal that coats Wolverine's bones, and Uru, the material that makes up Thor's hammer, as complete as any item on the periodic table. Interesting. Okay, so I need that power so that I can manipulate this, so that I don't have to keep opening and closing these, because honestly, that jacked up way that I started out doing this, that I've taken apart 3 times, is really the only way this wants to go together. That would be weird. I keep going through my head like, that wouldn't work. That would be dumb. It would require the ring to be like not a ring. So what am I trying here? And it creates an even more aggressive seam that's ugly. Just fine. Kind of surprised I don't have the option to just straight elf weave it. Or do I? Am I looking at this the wrong way? I don't think I do. What if... Here's another... Okay, so here's a thought, right? Instead of a strip of, what is this? This is interwoven 4-in-1, right? So instead of a strip of interwoven 4-in-1, right? What if you did this way, right? Like, what if you just did one this way, right? Does that make sense? It's gonna sound dumb until it like works. Okay, now that just looks like a 45-degree seam. But if you know his powers, he automated the whole Sentinel factory so you could control 50 pairs of pliers and be making rings in midair all at once, weaving them and cutting them as it's weaving. That would be awesome. Okay. So that's the ring I just put in. 1, 2, yeah. So what constitutes a strip of interwoven 4-in-1 from no, that would require me to okay. So oh, better put that back. How would you go about creating a strip of elf weave or interwoven 4-in-1 like vertically instead of horizontally? These aren't quite the right, or this isn't quite the right setup for it. But something like that might work, right? Okay, think. I don't know. It's one of those things, okay. Stick welder, yeah. I should have just connected the center and then, because that I know will work. Sorry, I'm trying to figure it. Oh my. Am I dumb? No, it doesn't match up. What's the problem? Alright, hang on. That goes like that. That's gonna okay. So this and that. All right. This is. This is dumb, but we're gonna try it because I'm at a loss. Okay, come on, come here, you. You go through there, and then you go through here, and it's. That is something. It's kind of like oh, what a mess. Is it duplicatable? Sure is. Okay, that's freaky. Will these rings fit? That's the other question. Is that the right way to go, or should I have gone around the front here? Kind of seems like there's more room up here. I don't know what to call this. It's more of a... It's like an interwoven 4-in-1 45-degree seam kind of thing. And I think these rings are going to be too big once again. But this is an interesting concept. I'll have to practice that with smaller rings. So that's a no. Which, that kind of sucks. Oh, okay. Where'd that go? This is absurd. We're not. I think the only option really is to, that's going to take the needed slack out of this, is this awkward kind of elf weave where the edges oppose each other. But in this case it gets really awkward fast. Just hoping for something a little less difficult, because this one was just, it was becoming too difficult to continue. Maybe I can force it. Alright, so 45-degree seams with a interwoven 4-in-1 connector, right? Possible with the right ring size? Maybe? Yeah, see, this is... Oh, man, ow. I'm alright. I'll live. Wonder if when I get in here... Not really, no. Even my Zurons are... no use. Oh, that worked. Okay, that kind of works, right? Alright. Just gonna have okay. I don't want to finish all of these up because I gotta have some room to work, but that here we go. Or not. We can just fling rings across the screen, that's fine. Yeah. Alright, so as you attempt to go around and wrangle up or weave up each 45-degree seam, it's going to get really tight. Not that it can't be done. So I'm going to kind of do these 1 or 2 rings at a time. I should have just gone with my first idea because that was the only one that worked in the end. But I didn't want to fight it like this. Come on. No, don't do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's not that this won't work, it's that I don't have small enough pliers to... It's gonna work. It's gonna work. We're gonna put it together and the dang thing is gonna work. Even if my pliers are big and stupid. I mean, they're not, though. I've made so many things with this into, you know, using smaller rings. And to think that they're too big for these 12-gauge 3/8 rings is like, what? All right, that's 1, 2. That's 1. Okay. Bang, bang, bang on the dome, baby. This is what I mean. I don't know if anyone can hear the music, but it sounds eerily similar to other popular rock songs. I'm onto you, Pretzel Rock. I'm just kidding. I don't know enough about music to identify a given song. Ah. Okay. I love it when my beard gets caught up in my pliers. a good sign, right? Yeah, see, this is just... Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Maybe I'm coming at it from the wrong direction. Know what I mean, Vern? Ugh. Okay, come on. Ugh. Nope, I wasn't. I was going at it the right direction. This is much tighter. Okay. Getting it through is not really the issue, it's getting it closed. This one aluminum ring is like the strongest aluminum ring I've ever come across. Alrighty. Not really, there's just no leverage to close this. Zerons aren't much help. See, and then, you know, this just chewed up the ring really bad too. I don't really want that. Regardless if I can't sell it or not, you know. Come on. I'm sweating, man. Ridiculous. Alrighty, guys. What time is it? Oh, 10:15. Okay, I think this is going to work. It's just going to take a lot of effort. And I have been going at this most of the day, so I am kind of beat. Especially when I spent so much time on a project I'm not certain is going to work. You know what I mean? So, it's 10:15. So usually, I do have some more stuff I got to do before I get out of here. This is... Where are we at here? Kind of what we're working on is this ridged something or other. It was going to be a bag, but it's now taken on another form, and we're trying to figure out what that's going to be. So, these rings are filthy too. I'm going to have to find a way to clean all this. Polish it up. That'll be fun too. So, if you like what you see at home, please like, follow, subscribe. My name's Sean. I run MailWorks.com. If you're interested in learning more about chainmail, please go download the MailWorks app in my link tree for Google and Apple, and it has all the resources that I wish I would have had when I first got started, and then some. It's by no means exhaustive, but it's got a lot of good stuff in there, so go check it out. Also, check out MailWorks.com, where you can find all your chainmail-themed apparel and accessory needs. And I'm going to call it a night. All right. You all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you later. Bye. There we go. Okay. All right. And for everybody else,